take this a little bit off-road. Oh yeah, beautiful sunrise across the field. As I've come to this rural part, pure farmland, amazing lotus flowers. The people get nicer. Everyone's saying hello, so today. Someone wanted to see the little house that I made. It was very nice, very warming. I think I have found the most perfect white bow still with us. Look at this. This might be the perfect little chill spot. The Phnom Krom Pagoda, just over here on top of this mountain where we were. Russi Luk, the rural part over there. But look at this. It's quiet. You've got the lily pads and the massive flowers on them. So big, beautiful pink flowers. Massive, massive. Now, let's sit up here. These are the moments that bring me simplistic happiness. Tell me that's not an amazing view. All the way around, beautiful fields, massive lily pads, flowers everywhere. Anyway, welcome to Ayushao. This is going to be a video for you expats and tourists and any foreigner that comes here. This is just an opinion of what I made over the last 2 months, meeting a good amount of you, really trying to socialize, really trying to get to know the different people. So I want to start this video off by yesterday. I was having a walk around trying to get that morning caffeine fix, in which I walked past a lovely hotel, beautiful hotel, amazing architecture, very modern, very wealthy. Outside in the driveway was a yellow Ferrari or Lamborghini, and outside the front of the whole hotel was a Cambodia, the kingdom. I think it was a Lamborghini. I don't care about cars. I actually think they're a massive egotistical waste of money when you get to that level. So, as I asked, hey, can I take a couple of videos and stuff like that? I look over the road. There's one tuk-tuk parked over the road. Inside, a lovely man, and he shouts over, "Hey brother, how are you?" I was like, hey man, so today, Suksabai? And then we started a conversation. I asked him an honest opinion. From a tuk-tuk driver, can you imagine how hard it is in a saturated tuk-tuk career that is chosen, how hard it is to get a customer, let alone COVID and lack of tourists? So I asked him, be honest, you're looking across the road, are these cars that are going to be worth more than what he would make in a lifetime for him and maybe his kids? How do you feel when you look at tourists and they go to these hotels, which I know are amazing? I'm sure there's no bad intention to it, but everyone on this planet, including myself, we get so lost in our comfort level, our standards, and we stop thinking about those with less around us. In which this very, very nice tuk-tuk driver with so much passion said this. I only got a bit of it, so enjoy.
Yeah, so they did not, but yeah, they collect own money to buy
silly cars, silly waste.
Yeah. They build a big house.
Yeah.
They use a modern car like 500,000, 1 million, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Cambodian people from sometimes they use a Rolls Royce. $1.5 million.
Crazy, it's crazy.
So, well, crazy.
It's so weird.
So they don't use money to do own like helping the own people.
Yeah.
Because Cambodia very poor.
Yeah.
Children starving at countryside.
Yeah.
No food.
I agree. Yeah.
No water well. I am also I do charity with my own self to do the do water pump well. Yeah, I do this every month.
Oh wow.
You see my photo, but I am so.
It's very sad. It's very sad to see.
You look this.
Sure.
You look this. This is my work with children.
Oh.
Sometimes I
amazing.
bought the bread for them to eat. This is I got the foundation from.
Amazing. As you can see, with a lot of passion, he was a little bit annoyed. He, like probably every average person in every country, where you do have those with all the wealth, all the money. And I'm not just pinning this on Cambodia. I love this country. This country has been absolutely amazing and a blessing for me. Although yesterday my phone did break and I got a $10 fine for going down the wrong way street without the signs. But I love the country, okay? So this tuk-tuk driver was saying about, you know, people are coming here and whether or not they're just doing it because it's tropical life and they want the nice pictures and nice hotels, or they're so cheap that they get so much more for their money. And in the US or in the UK or Europe, wherever you're from, you won't be able to get to this level of success or luxury living where you can stay in a grand hotel for so much. You can hire out amazing jeeps or cars. You would never get that in your country because you're not actually that wealthy. So you come here and you get it. But for him, he spends every weekend with his family bringing donations and buying things for kids in rural villages. He was showing me pictures of last weekend where he brought school supplies and gave to the kids. That's a normal guy who probably earns a third of what I earn, and I'm not rich. That to me is more inspirational, more worth sitting down and listening to than just sitting in a nice room and looking at a nice car or being able to drive and hear a loud noise of a V8 engine. So before I do start this little rant, when you come here, even if you're here for a week, spend one day, have some money aside and see what that money does. It could be $100, doesn't matter. See what that money does as you drive into a rural part, get some things, say hello. You'll be surprised how welcoming, happy, positive kids and people are in rural villages. My first one in Rusiluk, I believe it's called, just that way. Everyone was amazing. So we went back the next weekend with school supplies, treats and a football and played a game. God, that was way more worth it than sitting in a nice restaurant for a meal. Way more worth it than renting a nice room for the weekend. So I feel like I'm a bit better than what I am as a human being. Strange. Anyway, let me tell you about what my thoughts are right now in the expat community here in Siem Reap. Just in Siem Reap. And I haven't met everyone. I have only met and bumped into people every now and then. I've been able to form conversations and small relationships. This is just the very first moment of socializing, meeting people here in Siem Reap. Amazing ones. On Tuesday, oh, I cannot wait. But there's also been some negative ones. So let's move to the next spot and let me tell you about socializing here in Siem Reap. What do you think of this? My Cambodia house.
Yeah.
Good? Bad? Let me just sit you guys down. You have to see this. Oh yeah, we're going here. There we go. There we go. Of course there's chickens everywhere. He's a sweet. This is why I wake up early, so I'm out, able to relax. The lovely young girl here, I showed her the house. She said, yeah, it's good. Yeah. So that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Yes. Okay, I think we're safe. First of all, those that I've met from the charities, even the spiritual groups and stuff like that, it is amazing. On Tuesday, I meet an amazing gentleman, Rich Chan, who does some Bhakti chanting. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, I'm not a hippie, despite what I look like. I'm very down to earth and very realistic in people and life and darkness and what is good and bad. I've been there, done it. Cheers guys, I've never had this before. Crude. Let me start with the negatives of the expat community, the foreigner community. Everywhere I go, there seems to be middle-aged men on drugs all the time or just drinking. Now, I enjoy a beer and I hate beer, but every Friday or Saturday, I'm gonna have one or two. But I see people, and I don't know if it's because it's easier to live here, if you have some sort of income, you can live here really easily. And even my boss, even friends of mine, people do just move here. Number one, because the safety for the locals is not that good here. You could have a horrible record or something very dark and come here. Okay. Number two, you could just get drunk. 75 cents a beer in a proper restaurant. I go to Pub Street, just have a beer, just because it's a nice atmosphere. But also the drug and alcohol use, it's very severe. I was in Arkoun I was in Arkoun Market and there was a gentleman with the exact same hairstyle as myself. And I said to him, oh, terrible hair, man, shave that off. He realized I had the same, and then when he responded, it was 100% clear he was on something. He was using some form of drug. So, that part of Cambodia and the expat community ruins it. The other thing worth noting, if you're not here yet, is that online, the Siem Reap expat groups, the Siem Reap foreigner groups and stuff like that are very helpful. I've met some great people from that, but my God, the negativity, the trolling. If you ask a basic question because you genuinely don't know, I've tried looking on Google if there's any way of getting certain information and it's impossible. So yeah, with the expat communities online, a lot of trolling, a lot of negativity for the basics. That ruins the expat community greatly when you're coming here. And the only other thing that I found interesting, and everyone knows that it happens, and I'm not here to judge at all, but you will see men in their 70s, 80s, with women in their 30s, maybe 20s or 40s. I'm not here to judge at all. There's going to be details to it, there's going to be things I do not know. But if it's a simple fact of an elderly guy who for some reason had a rougher time with women in the Western world, has loneliness. Loneliness is the biggest pandemic on the planet. So if it's a reason that they just come here to find some form of compassion in return, the women know that they have a more stable life out of a farming job, out of hard work, out of rustic living. I'm not going to judge that at all. If it's a more creepier approach, if it's just a man that's like, give me some of that young stuff, some of that young meat, and they come here for that because they know the desperation of young women, then I would have a problem. But again, I don't know the details. I'm sure every individual is different. On the positive side of socializing the expats and foreigners and tourists that come here, you guys, I love the vibes, I'm gonna call it. I could go to an amazing retreat place, even like this, amazing beautiful place. You can have some ice baths, you could do some meditation, some mindfulness. There's a guy that's moved in next to me, complete hippie, long beard with braids in it and stuff, and he has a hang pan. If you don't know what a hang pan is, it's a round instrument that you play. Always wanted to try it, and when I see him next time, I'm gonna make sure I try it. So there's things here, if you're like me, that wants to take a step back, enjoy the basics and a bit of a silly spiritual vibe. That's what I like. I've really enjoyed that here. On top of that, sitting down in Pub Street having a beer, I was bumping into another British guy who owns clothing brands here. And for that, it was down to earth, real talking. He does dirt biking and Kulin mountains and stuff like that. And I would love to join in that. So everyone is doing something. It's a place where you can work, and it's also cheap enough that if you want to try something new or just go and enjoy your weekend properly, you can do it. And there's people here you can do it with. So otherwise, that's my basic breakdown of the foreign tourist community here. The other thing I want to point out is the tourist. So I understand that everyone's here for a bargain. It's part of Asian culture to bargain. If you don't bargain, you're going to get ripped off. I know that feeling. I did it on day one. Also, it's probably worth thinking about who you're bargaining with. Now this place, which is completely in the middle of nowhere, farmland, with a young girl working to get customers. Since I've been here for 2 hours relaxing, no one else has come here. So she wanted $1 for a power drink I know I could get for 2,000 real. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm not gonna argue. If someone is living a rougher life, their house is right here. Okay, they could use $1 better than I could. So don't bargain if you don't need to. If you feel like someone needs a bit of help, say to them, hey, I know this is 2,000, have $1, okay? Have a great day. If it's someone, especially in the markets, they really do try and get the prices high. I looked at a bell the other day, a nice brass bell. He went from 25. By the time I walked away, it was $5. So make sure you get your bargaining. Otherwise, respect the locals. The locals have been amazing to me. Everyone will come up and say hello. Everyone offers help when they need it. So any mistreating of locals, unless it's something serious, someone tries to steal something, I don't think there's any need for any negativity. I've heard Americans who've been here for 30 years complaining. And I'm like, really? You've moved, you obviously have some sort of passive income from America, and you're gonna cry about your swimming pool not being cleaned 3 times a day? That annoys me. So remember to stay humble. Otherwise, that's my quick talk around Cambodia, the tourists, the foreigners, the expat community that I've experienced so far. Otherwise, thank you, come out your shell, Arkoun, to the Khmer family, and take care. Bye, bye. Okay. Now, I'm gonna lie down. Come on, come on, there you go. There we go, there we go. That's it, that's it. Oh, yeah. I really want to show you my favourite ever being in Siem Reap so far. She's amazing, she's a mother, she's strong, she's a vegetarian. So come and meet the best of Siem Reap. Look at this amazing girl. Hey, hey girl. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Hey, hi.
Okay.